Hello, Theater Geeks! Today is Thursday, which means it is question day. Today I will answer your questions and you will answer mine. First question. Broadway.Benson said, were you really on Broadway? Did you have an agent and stuff? Did you go to open casting calls? Or did they call you? I don't know how it works and I'm really curious. How does the audition casting process work on Broadway? So yes, Broadway.Benson, I was on Broadway, and here's some pictures.
And bad times too, like you. I got my hair, I got my head, I got my brains, I got my ears, I got my...
And yes, I did have an agent. I usually didn't go to open calls because of the fact that my agent would schedule an appointment for me for that audition. So I never really had to go to open calls. The audition process on Broadway is long. There's lots of callbacks and cuts until they get it down to the people that they're serious about, and then the director comes in, and sometimes the producers, and then everyone, the casting director, producer, they all decide who would be best for the characters. Second question. A Theater Kid's Life _ said, congratulations, that's amazing. Thank you very much. I think she's talking about Broadway. What was the audition process like? So, sort of what Broadway.Benson said. It was long, lots of callbacks, lots of cuts, until they got it down to the select few who the casting directors thought were really good. Then they brought in the directors, producers, etc. And then they chose. Third question. BB Love Oz 1 said, what was your favorite part in the show? I guess she's talking about Mary Poppins. So, my favorite part of the show would have to be stepping playing, because it was the one part of the show where the audience just went crazy, and the energy and the dancing and Bert upside down. It was just such a fabulous number, and it was so much fun to be a part of. So I would say that was definitely my favorite part of the show. Fourth question. Broadway Enthusiast said, what was your least favorite part to play? So I don't think I've ever had a part that I didn't like playing. If I had to say, I did have to wear a wig for Le Fou, which was kind of uncomfortable, but I love playing the character, so I don't think there has ever been a character I disliked playing. So, no, there's never been a character that I haven't liked playing. Does that make sense? Yeah. Fifth question. Just a Theater Girl said, have you been in any shows? Community, etc. I have been in lots of community theater shows, and I kind of started, this is how I feel. I started at the bottom, now I'm here. It was like a ladder. So like I started in my basement, doing shows for my parents and family. And then I started doing community theater, so I went up a step on the ladder. Then I started doing regional theater. Then I started moving my way up until I got my first Broadway show, which was The Miracle Worker, and I was an understudy. And then I got Mary Poppins on Broadway, and I was actually cast as a part. So I kind of view that as is stepping up, working hard, building all the way up. So yeah, I've done many shows, and yeah. Sixth question. Cliche Broadway said, biggest on-stage mishap. This is a good question. I would say, well, it's a technical mishap, but in Mary Poppins, the set is a big house, and it moves forward and backwards. And once we were in the middle of the scene on the house, and the house started moving backwards, and the lights were flickering. And it was really weird, and all I remember is that we kept going on with the scene, and we kind of just played it off, act like, everything was cool, until we finished the scene, and then we just stopped and stood where we are, and then the stage managers and, everyone came over the loudspeaker and said, excuse me, we're experiencing technical difficulties, blah blah blah. But yeah, I would say that was one of the biggest on-stage mishaps. Seventh question. Broadway Disney said, I checked it out and subscribed. Thank you so much! I really want to be on Broadway, and it's literally my one only life goal. Hey, Broadway Disney, dream big. But the problem is that there are never auditions for me to audition for. Do you have traveling auditions? So if you're having trouble finding auditions, it really just has to do a lot with research. So yeah, if you want more advice on how to audition and find auditions, you can click here. I made a video of how to audition like a pro. To answer, do I have traveling auditions? By traveling, I guess you mean do I have to travel to get to auditions? And yes, I mean a lot of the auditions are in New York City. So I have to travel there by train and by car. It's kind of a long journey. It's like a 3-hour way each way. And you know, sometimes it kind of stings because you travel all that way for like a 5-second audition sometimes. But you know what, that's what you have to do. And yeah, you'll find, I think, a lot of them you have to travel for, which really, if you're younger, you have to have your parents on board, obviously. So yeah, but hopefully there are community theaters around you that you can audition for as well. 8th question. Theater Girl period audition period account said best thing about being on Broadway. Oh, I like this question. So I would say the best part of being on Broadway is the Broadway community and the people you meet and the cast you work with and the crew you work with and all the people you work with. They're like your big family, your big Broadway family. And even people from different shows. They're all a big Broadway community. I've talked about this before in my videos. You know, it's just an awesome feeling, you know, to be a part of that. And I would also say one of the best parts about being on Broadway is when the audience, like, is clapping and gives you a standing ovation. Like, it shows you that, you know, what you're doing, I don't know. It's a cool feeling. So yeah, but I would definitely say just being a part of the Broadway community is one of the best things ever. And lastly, our 9th question. That _1_actress said favorite costume / co-star. So my favorite co-star, I would have to say, I don't think I could choose one. You know, I work with like a lot of people, professionals, and I love them all, so I don't think I could choose one. But my favorite costume would definitely have to be when I was in Oliver. I was in the ensemble, I was part of Fagan's gang and part of the orphanage, and I also was the understudy for Dodger. But I was in the ensemble, and in Fagan's gang, I had this amazing outfit with this hat and these glasses, and I looked like I had so much swag, and it was awesome. And here's a picture. Thank you guys so much for asking me your questions, and I hope I did a good job of answering them. So, it's time for me to ask you guys a question. The question of the day is, what is your favorite Broadway song? I would have to say my favorite Broadway song is You Can't Stop the Beat from Hairspray the Musical, because whenever I hear it, it makes me happy and it makes me want to dance. So comment your answer below of what your favorite Broadway song is and why. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to follow Geeks on Instagram and Twitter. Info below. Thank you guys again, and see you Saturday for Fun Vlog Day. Bye!